So for the 12th time, I'm going to try and do this audio. Do you hate yourself? Do you seek to be better than other people on the internet? Do you think that you have the mental fortitude to be told that you're the worst player on North America? Are you a horrible, salty person? Are you going to blame me when you die? Are you going to blame me when something goes wrong? Then try MOBA games, multiplayer online battle arenas. Hello, and welcome to MOBA Madness, where I'm going to attempt and teach the absolute basics about the different MOBA games, as well as characters, and hopefully get a few more people to pick up the genre. So far, there are 4 main successful MOBA games: Dota 2, League of Legends, Smite, and Heroes of the Storm. I guess you could kind of add an Overwatch to that, but look, buy it for me and I'll play it, okay? Dota, League, and Heroes of the Storm all can trace their roots back to Dota All-Stars, a modded game mode for Warcraft 3. It being a real-time strategy game meant that the MOBAs that would follow this top-down third-person view where you move around with the mouse cursor and you right-click to issue commands. Smite, on the other hand, is a little bit like that edgy cousin you try to stay away from on a regular basis. It takes its control scheme from a third-person shooter, having an over-the-shoulder view and using the mouse to look around and WASD to move. MOBAs are typically played with 2 teams of 5 players, although there are other game modes in Smite and League of Legends. Nobody plays those. While some MOBAs have other maps to play, generally the MOBA map tends to have a top lane, a middle lane, and a bottom lane. In Dota, these lanes have names, depending on what team you're on. If you're on the happy, flowery side, the top lane would be the unsafe lane, middle lane would stay middle lane, and the bot lane would be the safe lane. If you're on the edgy, helly side, then the lanes' names are reversed, top being the safe lane, and bottom lane being the unsafe lane. There's also a jungle in between all the lanes that players can roam around in and kill monsters to collect gold and experience. The ultimate goal of a MOBA is to destroy your opponent's base. Standing in the path of that are towers that will shoot you and do more damage than your prom date that canceled on you. Yeah, I know about that. Minions that walk down to their deaths willingly, and the opposing team. Teams generally split up into 1 person top lane, 1 person in the middle lane, and 2 persons bot lane. 1 typically runs around the jungle. However, in Smite and Heroes of the Storm, this doesn't matter because no one knows what's happening, so just go wherever you feel most welcome. So please, back to your parents' house. In MOBAs, there are several characters and character archetypes to choose from to fit your playstyle. Do you like being a big meat shield and walking into your enemies like you don't have half a brain cell? Be a tank. Do you like roaming around the map and catching people out of position like a ninja master? Be an assassin. Do you like popping like a balloon and having to have your hand held like a small child? Be a marksman. Do you enjoy watching people explode after touching your keyboard in a specific pattern? Be a mage. Do you hate yourself and do you enjoy suffering? Be a support. In pretty much all MOBA games, except for Heroes of the Storm for some reason, you need to collect gold and experience by killing monsters in the jungle or by killing the creeps or minions that run down the lanes. Note that you must kill the minion or creep to get the gold. In Smite, however, the entire team shares the gold gain, but being the one to take the killing hit will give a bonus. After collecting gold, you can purchase items to upgrade your character stats. Getting used to what items you need to buy can be a bit confusing, so just don't worry about it, and make it up as you go. Smite even has an auto-buy feature, so why don't you just leave that on forever? Also, as you kill monsters and creeps and minions, you'll gain experience to level up. Now, each character typically has 4 abilities that they can use to do damage, gain vision, defend somebody, what have you. They also have a passive. Each time you level up, in most of them, you get to put 1 point into each one of their 4 skills. One of the skills being excluded because it is an ultimate ability, and you can only put in points every so many levels. In Heroes of the Storm, however, you get access to all 3 of your abilities at the start of the game, but you only get your ultimate every few levels. A few beginner champions for League of Legends would be Ashe, Annie, and Garen. Ashe is a marksman and probably the hardest on this list for beginners because she requires a lot of gold, which means you have to be able to kill a lot of minions. Good luck. That being said, she's fairly simple and has the ability to slow her opponents repeatedly, unendingly. Annie is a mage, and she has fairly simple mechanics and is a good mage to start with. She has a free stun every 4th time she uses a damaging ability, and she basically never runs out of mana, so you can just spam them all the time. Garen is a tank or bruiser champion. Bruiser meaning that you're not really a tank and you don't really do damage, but you kind of do both okay. He's very hard to kill, typically, and he can stop your opponents from using their abilities. He also has an ability that's an execute, meaning if their opponent is at low health, it will almost, typically, kill them. For Here's the Storm, I would recommend Raynor, the ranged assassin, Jaina, the mage assassin, or Muradin, the tank. Raynor has a lot of long-range damage. He's really good at harassing your opponents. Jaina has a lot of slowing effects, which keep people locked down to get an easy kill. And Muradin can very easily keep opponents off of your team, or he can really be good at getting into the opponent's team. Smite gives you some free stuff to play around with, some free characters, when you first load up the game for the first time. So practicing with them should give you a decent idea of what you'd like to play in Smite. Not all the gods are just like them, of course, but it should give you a decent idea of what kind of role you would like to do the most. For Dota 2, just play Lich, because he's a support and he kills people, and all of the other characters are terrifying. In conclusion, I really like MOBA games. They're team-oriented, they're really fun and competitive, but they make people terrible. So, give them a shot if you haven't before, and if you do play them now, I hope that I can, in this series, give you something of value. Maybe when I talk about the specific champions, gods, or heroes, that you learn something new about them that you didn't previously know, or I help you to understand their mechanics better so that you could better play the game. I am no master of anything, but I think it would be good to get more of this information out there to people that have never played the game, or people that who do play the game but have missed out on a lot of the other people that have done similar things like this before, because a lot of the ones that have done these spotlights or stuff like that gave up after a while for whatever reasons they did. And I felt like, well, hey, I don't do anything with my life. Help. That I could just take up that mantle, and it would be just as easy as for me to do it myself as it would be to ask those guys to continue. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, why not subscribe and, encourage me to continue doing this and giving out more information. If you're interested in any of these games, I'd like to talk about it if you want to. If you have any questions or specific people you'd like me to talk about or specific things, then let me know. I'm open to pretty much any discussion. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Have fun.